Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Dynamite, or Might. I am Michael Cole, here with Tony Schiavone and with Montel Vertadius Porter. And today on Dynamite, or Might, hopefully we will see the end of this hunt. Hopefully we'll see the end between Godzilla and Gamera, Michael Cole said, because you do know that they did have their match last week at this time, Michael Cole says. Yes, they did, Tony Schiavone says, and we can only hope that Godzilla and Gamera has settled their unlikenesses between each other. Or if not, we're going to end up having another match here today between these two. Tony Schiavone said, well, I wouldn't track on it, Montel Vertadius Porter said. At the end of the day, I wouldn't track on Godzilla settling his unlikenesses with Gamera. It's more like Gamera's going to settle his unlikenesses with Godzilla. So I wouldn't track on him, settling his unlikenesses with him, Montel Vertadius Porter says. So, Godzilla says, it looks like that I'm still stuck dealing with this slightest shit Gamera. Or whatever. You see, the hang up I got going with Gamera, and it really has nothing to do with being a big ethylene fiend. It's that he, everybody likes to, my hang up with him is everybody thinks, oh, he's this good fellow, he was never bad. Yeah, his first film, that everyone just forgets about his first film. Hey, let's forget about how he was a heel. Hey, let's forget about all those things he did wrong, sinful and unlawful in his first film, and we could talk about all the other films when he was good. It's like, alright, Godzilla, that's enough. You know why I don't bring up what I did wrong in the past? Because I'm not happy about it. Alright? I'm ashamed over it. Guilted over it. That's why I don't want to bring up what I did in the past. And I have no run and lead what other folks think of me or don't think of me, Godzilla. Alright? Me and you, we've had many fights. Many matches. And yes, I beat you more times than you beat me. But who's tracking, Godzilla? Yeah, who's keeping track? I guess you are. Because you always want to end up having matches with folks that you either beat before or they beat you. I mean, what the fuck is up with that? You know what? I don't really care. This bind between you and me ends now. And I know someone out there might say, oh, well, if you end the bind, then there's not going to be too many sagas and tales going around. Oh, we can always come up with new ones. And first off, Godzilla, I'm not here. I'm not going to guilt you or shame you over anything you said and did, because you should already have guilt and shame over the things you said and did anyway. But at the end of the day, you seem to think that you're so much greater than me, because you spent half of your Toho films, half of your Sony film, I guess, and your Warner Brothers films being a rear hole. And somehow you seem to think that's some kind of thing, to be happy about. Well, this time, Gamera, I'm going to beat you. And then I'm going to settle our unlikenesses between each other. Is that right, huh? Yeah, it is right. Well, here's a fight, Lord in the Ring, Tony Schiavone said. And it's underway now. Ding-a-ding, Godzilla's tail got caught in the rope. He just knocked Gamera down with his tail, Michael Cole says. What a hellish thing to do, Michael Cole says, hitting Gamera and knocking out his tail, and then body slammed him. You know, Tony Schiavone said, when a ground crawler or a water crawler gets knocked on their back, they're pretty much helpless, because their shell is so heavy they can't get themselves back up on their feet. So he's being a creep by doing that. I don't know if Gamera is a ground crawler or a water crawler, to be earnest with you, Montel Vertadius Porter says. All I know is he's getting the shit beat out of him by Godzilla right now. Oh, and a hit down for tail again. I don't know if Godzilla would ever how. I think Omos would beat Godzilla if they had a match, but Godzilla fighting anyone else would be great. So you're not saying, Michael Cole says, that Omos wants to fight Godzilla sometime down the road, or would say King Kong or Gamera or anyone else. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking. For Omos. He can talk for himself sometimes. Oh, and Godzilla or Godzilla just knocked Gamera out of the ring. Michael Cole said. Yeah, Tony Schiavone said, because we all know he doesn't really need you around for anything. And when we just saw Godzilla or Godzilla hit Gamera and knock him on the ring with his tail, now the Fight Lord's going to start tracking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Tony Schiavone didn't get back in the ring. Tony Schiavone said, no. Michael Cole said, a Godzilla stunner from the top steeple, the top ring steeple, with a Godzilla stunner, Michael Cole says. Yep, Godzilla or Godzilla offshooting from Steve Austin in many ways. They got a lot that's the same. And sadly, is Gamera going to have any upside in this match, Tony Schiavone said. I would think not, Michael Cole said. It's all been all Godzilla from the beginning of this match to the end of it. 1, 2, oh, Gamera got up. And Gamera hit Godzilla or Godzilla and knocked him down off his tail, Michael Cole says. Well, why do you keep going between calling him Godzilla and Godzilla? I don't know. It's like you're worse at calling him one name than you am at calling him another name. Well, what does, tell me, Montel Vertadius Porter said, what does Godzilla mean? Godzilla means big whale. Oh, so you're telling me they thought he was a big whale. Does that look like a whale to you? Does that look like any whale to you? Montel Vertadius Porter says, no. Michael Cole said, I'm just telling you, that's what the Dawnlandish borough named Godzilla gets shifted into. And right now, Godzilla just body slammed Gamera, Michael Cole says. It seems, Tony Schiavone said, Gamera had a short opening and a Godzilla stunner. And that brings the Fight Lord down, who falls down by wakefulness. Michael Cole says, by wakefulness, and Godzilla can't even keep on Gamera long enough to get the 1-2 free. Michael Cole said, and the Fight Lord needs to watch this, because Godzilla's tail might go over the rope, and it might give him an unfair upside. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Godzilla. And Godzilla right now, it seems that Godzilla has beat Gamera here today on Dynamite or Might. And Gamera has nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be guilty over. He put on a good match, a good fight. Sadly, it just was not his day, Michael Cole says. No, it was not Gamera's day, Tony Schiavone said, but he gave a fight to Godzilla. Godzilla, beat him. And Tony Schiavone said, you got that right, Montel Vertadius Porter says. And I understand, Montel Vertadius Porter said, you got that right. Godzilla showed everyone why he is the king of the fiends, why he is the Kaiser of the fiends. And now, Gorilla Monsoon now is now going to be talking with Godzilla. Thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Godzilla here today on Dynamite or Might. Alright, Godzilla or Godzilla, whatever you want to call yourself. You beat Gamera, your longtime foe. What are you going to do now? Well, it's like this, Gorilla Monsoon. The first thing is, I don't know what I'm going to do. But all I know is I beat Gamera here today on Dynamite or Might. And I ended my long-time fight with my long-time foe, who will never ever have a true fight. Only in a toy wrestling gathering will we will. And I showed him why I am. I, the King of the Fiends. I, King Kaiser of the Fiends. First off, Gorilla Monsoon said, would you be earnest? No one gave you the rank of King of the Fiends or Kaiser of the Fiends. It was your first film to the English-speaking world, and that's what they called it. And ever since then, everyone calls you that. But I don't think you truly are the King of the Fiends or the Kaiser of the Fiends. My two-disc Warner Brother film was called Godzilla King of the Fiends. Yeah, back when you were a fiend or some kind of being of onlook, before you chose to become a hill again by your third film when you fought King Kong for the third time. I understand you're going to be fighting for the third time. Look, don't bring up my yesteryear with Gamera, or of King Kong, or of Mothra, or any other effortless fiend out there. I, the King of the Fiends. I, the Kaiser of the Fiends. What's higher, King or Kaiser? Who cares? Anyway, I just know that I beat Gamera, and I'll never have to deal with him again. If he wants to lie, and his followership wants to lie and play that Gamera was never a heel in his first film, and they want to behave as if Gamera was always this kind-hearted, caring, effortless fiend, think again. He wasn't. In his first film, he was as bad as I was. Well, that's my talk with Godzilla. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking of Godzilla here today on Dynamite or Might. And it looks like it is all the time we have here for Dynamite or Might. And, no. Yeah. And it looks like... And it looks like this is all no. Yeah, and it's not over yet. One little more thing to do. It's Omos. Godzilla? Godzilla? You call yourself the King of the Fiends? The Kaiser of the Fiends? I'm Omos the Big. I'm a Ethelyn. I'm a fiend. And I know I can beat the shit out of you. So if you're deadweight enough, or lindworm enough, or whatever the fuck you are, you'll take me up on your dare. And unlike everyone else you fought in the TWF or in your films over the years, I'll beat you. Well, looks like it is all the time we got here for Dynamite or Might. I am Michael Cole for Tony Schiavone and Montel Rotadius Porter. We hope you like Dynamite or Might. We'll see you tomorrow for Impact on XS TV or Smash and Inside Farseer.